You guys are excited for some action here today. I realize that it is way late, but better late than never, I guess. As we have a 8-man tag team contest to open up our show for today. As we're getting ready, we're counting down to the 7th annual New England Fan Fest in New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame ceremony, which takes place this Sunday in Warwick, Rhode Island. As we're getting ready for action, as the Hart Foundation, Jimmy Hart's Hart family, which consists of Jimmy Hart and his group versus, which is Jimmy Hart and, of course, the Honky Tonk Man and all of them. We're just going to skip through all these intros just because I didn't even realize intros were on, to be honest with you folks. I apologize. It is late, like I said, folks. We had to put together your card. We had to get all these guys in for today. So, as you can tell, it's going to be a lot of work keeping everyone in tabs of everything. As today we're going to go jump around to all of our different variations and all of our places. So, sit back, relax, grab some coffee, grab a tea. I know I've done it. As we're going to sit here and we're going to get all these things in.
From Seattle, Washington.
Right now, I'm just letting you know who's involved with this. I'll tell you what, why don't we just skip through all these intros and we'll just get to the match. And I'll tell you, if you guys don't know who each of these guys are, then there's an issue. As we're getting ready for the Hart families Jimmy's Hart family to wait for their opponents, which is the Four Horsemen, ladies and gentlemen. Legendary Four Horsemen.
First, from Charlotte, North Carolina,
J.J. Dillon and the Four Horsemen. Representing the Horsemen tonight is, of course, the Enforcer, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, and, of course, Barry Windham, one of the greatest in-ring performers of all time. As we are getting ready and anxiously waiting for these guys to get to the ring and get on with this match. It is a standard 8-man tag, folks, so we don't have to worry about, waiting here till all the guys are eliminated. It's one fall to a finish, so it should be pretty good. As the Horsemen make their way to the ring, JJ decided to come up by himself, but here's the rest of the group here. Barry Windham, Tully Blanchard, Arn Anderson. You WWE fans might know them as the Brainbusters.
28 pounds, the WCW World Tag Team Champions.
They're the Four Horsemen, ladies and gentlemen. I can just save you the trouble. As Jimmy Hart teaming with Rhythm and Blues and Brutus Beefcake to take on the Four Horsemen. As J.J. Dillon quickly goes after Jimmy Hart, takes him down, tells Greg Valentine what he thinks of him. Nice kick to the shoulder of Jimmy Hart. Oh, Jimmy Hart, nice takedown there, arm drag takedown. It's been a little while since J.J. Dillon has probably been in action, as well as Jimmy Hart, as well as some of these other guys maybe, perhaps. As Jimmy Hart takes it back down to JJ, and JJ sent to the wrong neck of the woods. And Tully and Arn both wanting to get involved, but both decide not to get involved. And Jimmy and Greg Valentine working together. Greg Valentine, a guy that starts off slow, and as the match progresses, it gets better and better as time goes on. The original king of the Iron Man. Well, you don't become a hammer for nothing. As JJ slams Greg Valentine to the mat. JJ working on the knee. Perhaps shades out of the book of one Ric Flair, another member of the legendary Four Horsemen. Unfortunately, this Saturday, Ric Flair will not be in attendance, but Barry Windham, Tully Blanchard, J.J. Dillon, and Arn Anderson, the Enforcer, will. As will Jimmy Hart in Rhythm and Blues, as well as Brutus Beefcake. So, if you guys thought you guys would never get an opportunity in the New England area to see some of your greatest superstars ever to have graced the wrestling ring, well, you would be mistaken, because all you have to do is go a short trip down to Warwick, Rhode Island, to the Crown Plaza this coming Saturday, and you can meet your favorite superstars, as well as myself, as I will be in attendance. As Greg Valentine makes a tag to Brutus, and Jimmy Hart again. We're yet to see the Honky Tonk Man in there, the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time, and one of the latest inductees to the Hall of Fame of somewhere else. As Jimmy Hart sends JJ for the corner, no one goes anywhere on that exchange. This is one fall to a finish. JJ sends to the corner, and JJ catches Jimmy in the corner. Right hands. Wow, how about that, folks? And now J.J. Dillon sends Jimmy Hart to the wrong neck of the woods. We're yet to see anybody else get involved in this match yet, folks. And J.J. taking things in his own hands, takes down Jimmy Hart. Beautiful elbow drop, elbow over the head of Jimmy Hart. And Greg Valentine there to stop the count on that exchange. Arn Anderson chases him out of the ring, being the enforcer that he is, and brings Valentine in the hard way. There was a tag made, and Blanchard's in there now. One of the greatest and longest reigning United States champions, television champions, NWA champions. He's held just about every title there is to hold. I think the Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard also held multiple tag titles just about anywhere they've ever graced their ring, whether it be WCW, WWE, or anywhere else. Of course, there's the Four Horsemen signal right there by Tully Blanchard, and down to the spine back of Jimmy Hart to Tully Blanchard. Who knew? You guys didn't think Jimmy Hart was a wimp, did you? Oh, now we're going to get to see there's the tag to the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time, self-proclaimed, is the Honky Tonk Man now. Takes it to Tully Blanchard. Nice chin breaker there. And Blanchard wisely gets Honky out of the wrong neck of the woods. As Tully Blanchard putting the curtain on the Honky Tonk Man. And Blanchard's got him on the ropes. This might not be good. Uh-oh. Beautiful move by Tully Blanchard. One of the greatest in-ring performers of all time, as well as the rest of the Four Horsemen. I guess there's reasons why they're in the Horsemen. And there's a shoulder up by the Honky Tonk Man. Tully's not going to get it on that exchange. Needed the lower back area of the Honky Tonk Man. As now Tully Blanchard working on the left knee, it looks like, or the right knee of the Honky Tonk Man. We know that the Horsemen were probably one of the dirtiest players of the original stable, if you would. If it weren't for the groups like the Four Horsemen, you wouldn't have people like the NWO, DX, or anywhere else. They were the ones who were the epitome of the style and the profile and lifestyle. They rode together, they flew together, they lived the dream together. As Tully Blanchard's still on top of the Honky Tonk Man, got him in the corner. Drags his face right across that top rope there. And Honky Tonk Man is getting some hurting. Blanchard doesn't look like he's lost any ring rust whatsoever, folks. Uh-oh, this won't be good. Beautiful pile driver by Tully Blanchard. We might be able to see a tag in here, maybe. We're going to see someone else, maybe. Nope, Honky Tonk Man didn't want any part of that and sends Blanchard to the opposite corner. And now Honky Tonk Man. Oh, what a move by the Honky Tonk Man. Got him right up on the top rope at a DDT from the top turnbuckle. I guess when you're the greatest Intercontinental Champion, you have that moniker. I guess you got to live by it. As Honky Tonk Man now, fireman's carry position, drops him neck first across that top rope there. And now the Honky Tonk Man, figure 4 leg lock on Tully Blanchard. A little dose of their own medicine, perhaps. But Tully Blanchard, they know what they're doing. They're the original rule breakers and the original guys who've invented a lot of these things. And Blanchard kick to the gut and some stomps to the chest, and down goes Honky Tonk Man. I think maybe Blanchard maybe should make a tag. As we see Brutus come in, nice shoulder block takedown. The Barber himself. And Blanchard catches him with an elbow. And Beefcake runs him over. Beefcake, the freshest man right now. He hasn't had any action yet, waiting on the sidelines, so to speak. Blanchard sends him to the outside of the ring. Nice back body drop to the top rope to the outside of the ring. And now stomping on Brutus. This is just an 8-man tag, folks. This is not a team warfare match. As referee counting out. Blanchard sends Brutus back in. And they're both in at a 4 count. And Brutus catches him with an elbow to the top of the head. And a right hand. Brutus also just recently became part of that Hall of Fame class along with the Honky Tonk Man. Uh-oh. And a nice body slam by Tully Blanchard. As Blanchard now all over Brutus. And Brutus set back into the corner. Stomping here, and Blanchard making sure Brutus's face is introduced to that top rope there, dragging it across the top. Referee is highly intent on this. And now Tully Blanchard looks like he's going to introduce Beefcake to a nice pile driver. Textbook pile driver, folks. No one does it better. As Blanchard putting the hurting on Brutus. I don't know about bringing Brutus into his own neck of the woods. That might be a little moxie by Tully Blanchard. And Blanchard going for a move in the opposite neck of the woods. Beautiful fling slot suplex by Tully Blanchard. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Sadly, we didn't get to see the Enforcer or Barry Windham in there, but hey, when you have the Horsemen, you're as good as you are. You can live by it. We see a lot of this action from earlier here. Here's the pile driver right here by Blanchard to Brutus, and that's what's going to pick up the win.
Winners, J. Dublin, Barry Windham, the Enforcer, Arn Anderson, and Tully Blanchard, the 4 Horsemen.
All right, folks, the Horsemen reign supreme here on our tribute show and our countdown to New England Fan Fest and the New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame this coming Saturday. Stick around, more action coming your way.